Okay, welcome everyone. This is day 3 of our 30-minute United Way conference workshops. Since United Way decided not to have a national conference this year, we decided to have our own. So welcome to all of you. We're going to talk about the texting platform that One Each Technologies offers, and just in general how texting can really be a value add to the work that you're doing. So let's jump right in here. Well, see, that skipped last time too. That was a picture of me. I'm presenting along with Emily Bowen. I don't know what's up with that. It's just like, boom, page. And today we are going to talk a little bit about texting in general. I'm going to give you some samples on how we've had customers using our texting platform. I'll tell you what our pricing is, so you have that information. We'll do a texting exercise ourselves, and we'll actually log into the back end of the texting platform, and I'll give you a little tour of it. It is a super easy to use. The first thing to know about the texting platform that One Each does is it takes very little training. We can launch you off in a campaign in 15 to 20 minutes, and you're off and running. So it's not like it's going to be a week or it's going to be a bunch of time. I mean, 15 to 20 minutes. If you told me after this workshop, let's go ahead and set it up, we have you going right away. It's that easy of a tool. So yay for that. Oh, you know what? I didn't change this one. So text to give is actually a concept that a lot of our customers ask us about, and they say, hey, I want to do a text to give. And we say, sure, let me explain to you the concept. And I actually don't know that the word United Way works right now. Actually, I changed it because we were having some problems with this as a keyword because it would separate and it would give people the wrong link. So I've been using the word sample instead, and it's going to bring you to a similar thing. So if you want to try it out, you certainly can. I have a screen up in a couple more slides, but the number is 313131 that we use in our texting platform. And if you use the keyword of sample, you're going to get something like this up. So I just definitely want you to know that text to give and texting, everyone thinks, oh, I texted this, and boom, I gave $10 to something. So honestly, how would that even work? They would have to have a special configuration and working deal with every phone carrier out there. Like I use Verizon, so Verizon would have to charge me $10, which would have to go to this charity and da-da-da-da. There are some big deal things that do get that set up, but they spend thousands and thousands of dollars to have that I text a word and I give money happen, because they have to build these huge portals and relationships with all of these carriers. So how does it work for us in the world that's not going to spend $20,000, $30,000 to set up a texting platform? For us, it works that we text a word and they get back a link. So the link is going to take them somewhere, wherever you want. And most of our customers will go ahead and link them back to the donation page on their site, and then they get it. So the word that they're texting is called a keyword. It's unique. It will recognize a phone number coming into your system. It sends them an auto reply, whatever you build the auto reply to be, and then they click the link, and then they can give. iPhone users, when they click this link, if your donation page is set up with Apple Pay and they have Apple Pay, they can just give with their thumbprint, which is really very slick. So that's a cool thing. And that whole area is going to keep getting better and better. You watch. Next year when I have this conversation, it's going to be, all they do is do this, and they put their thumbprint down, and they're giving you millions of dollars. We're really close to that being very common. Right now, I think our percentage of people using things like Apple Pay and Android Pay is still not that high, but it's growing quickly. And as people get more accustomed to that methodology, it's going to make donating to you this way a lot easier. Don't you think so, Emily? I think so.
I definitely agree. The number, just even in the last year, I'd say the number of people who go, I don't even know what Apple Pay is. I think that's definitely gone down by like half. People are starting to understand what it is, and even if they're like, I'm never going to use that, they're still enabling it because they're realizing that it is becoming more popular. And as Android Pay and Samsung Pay, as that kind of comes into play as well, that's going to be a big deal, I think.
Yeah, I no longer have people giving me funny looks when I use it. They do give my kids funny looks, though. When my kids have it activated on my phone, so I'll send them up to the counter, and people are like, how did your child do that? I'm like, oh, well, I let them use my Apple Pay. And they're like, what? Anyway, all right, so texting, why would you do texting, and how can this enhance the work that you're doing in your communities and for your campaigns, et cetera? So think about it beyond the text to pay, because I think we all get kind of pigeonholed in, oh, text and I give money, text and I give money, and we get that's the only reason why I'd use texting. Well, no, it's a great communication tool. Think about it. We get text on our phone. We look at that way quicker than we're digging into emails and surfing social media even sometimes. It's that text that pops up. So what you can do with the texting platform is, if you're getting cell phone numbers, and if you're not, everyone listen to this, start getting cell phone numbers. Everything you're filling out, your pledge cards, all your forms, don't just say phone, ask for mobile phone. Why? Because then you can build them into your list. Now, it's nice to have them also opt in, or to have a statement saying we're going to add you to our texting platform. But then you can text things out. You don't have to have people texting into you in order to text out. It's often the way it works because you don't have their cell phone numbers, and you need to get them somehow, so they text in. Now you have their cell phone numbers. So once you have their cell phone numbers, let's take this example here on the right. This is a texting effort done by United Way of Santa Cruz County. When they have their workplace campaign with Plantronics, they have them text in a word, they get a link, they get the pledge card page on their phone. Do you want to do a pledge card? Do you want to do a credit card? They click on their phone, they fill it out on their phone. But understand the value of what's happening here. What's happening in this whole transaction is that they just captured all the cell phone numbers for Plantronics. And they would have set up a group so that all Plantronics people fell into the Plantronics group. Now they can do communication back out to them. And this is something that we've seen, like, I know for a fact that this particular company has a lot of Young Leaders Society folks, and they were turning around and using that group and sending them notifications about efforts by the Young Leaders Society. So they're like, come join us for ice cream at the Boys and Girls Club Friday at 3, or whatever they were doing. So you get cell phone numbers into your system. You want to think about how you can use that to communicate. So you can intrinsically just load your own cell phone numbers, or you can have people text in and get cell phone numbers. Once you have them, you can send links out for event registration, for pledge cards. Of course, we saw that. You can do surveys through it. You can have registrations and signups. Notifications. Maybe this is how you mass notify all the staff or all your volunteers. I know you guys are United Ways, but we have Meals on Wheels who will use it for notifying drivers. We need a driver for this route, someone's sick, whatever. Group notifications, group reminders, voting. We've seen a lot of voting. I'll show you one in a second with our closers. And I am pleased to announce, and this is new, I've never talked about this in the presentation because we didn't have it before. If you don't know the terminology, when you send a text message, it's called an SMS. It stands for something, should know that. We can now also, with our system, send what's called an MMS. It's a multimedia something. What's the S stand for? You're going to be looking that up, Emily. Tell me what I'm supposed to be saying. So we can send a picture through the text now. Now those cost just a little bit more. They're like twice the cost of a regular text, but we can set you to be able to send a video link, a PDF, a picture link, or a picture that just shows in the text itself. So that's kind of cool. That's actually newer features that got added to the texting platform. So yay. So how could this help your campaign? And I talked about this briefly yesterday or the other day. Live updating pages. So if you're using our website system and you're using the contribution pages in our website system, you can actually, this is a view or a report of a Civi CRM donations. And we can set you up so that they can text. You get a text number or name. And we're seeing a lot of our United Ways who will go ahead and do the acronym for their United Way. Good news and bad news with this. SVUW, well, no one else has it, so that's great because you do have to be unique in your name. Will it spell check to something else? That one I don't think does, so that's okay. So you just want to be careful about picking a keyword that's going to change on you when they type it in and it becomes something else and then they don't successfully reach you. So they're texting this to the number, and they're getting the link to the donation page, and they're clicking and donating right from their phones. I actually remember this particular one because I did my first attempt at the Apple Pay with their with their thing, and it was really cool. Yeah, it's $5. So this was February 1st of 2017. I think it's literally the first time I actually used Apple Pay, and now I use it all the time because I was like, oh, that was slick. So anyway, but if you don't have something like Apple Pay, then the person will actually have it on their phone, and they're going to put in their credit card. I'll also mention, although I don't have this up to show you, if you haven't noticed it, if you're on your smartphone and you're ever in a site somewhere and you're going to give by credit card to something, either pay for something or whatever, start noticing all the words and things popping up in that venue. A lot of the times on your phone, you'll now see scan my card, and if you click scan your card, your camera opens and you can scan it and the number just drops right in. So that's slick. You also have a lot of autofill options now on phones where it knows who you are, and it'll autofill in Allison James, and it knows my address. And I don't have to sit there and fumble with it on my phone with my fat fingers that just don't work right when I'm in a hurry. Anyway, so the fact that those pieces are going in place in your mobile world is making these kind of things easier and easier for you to do with people who come to you. So yeah, so this is kind of fun. You can do any kind of, this is an event, they put this up on the screen, they ask them to do it in the venue, you watch it update, this little circle keeps going around and around, it updates on its own, and you're getting money in at the same time. That's a cool thing to do with texting. Live updating poll. They did this the same way. This is another United Way who at their annual meeting, they had the screen up in the room, and they put up this poll results. So this is a voting. And they have 4 different questions. So here is just a great example of, I'm not asking for money. I'm asking you to participate in a conversation. They are doing work around poverty in their community, and they wanted to engage the people who are interested in their work and are coming to their annual meeting to see, what do you think about our poverty issues? And if you add the numbers up, it's over 200 people who were there. People grabbed their phones, they texted in a different thing for A, B, C, and D. They gave their opinion. They have 4 different questions. Now they've captured their cell phone numbers. They also got some data while they were at it. And then they turned around with those cell phone numbers later, thanked them for coming to the event, thanked them for participating in their conversation on poverty, sent them maybe a snippet of information about the success and the work they're doing, and possibly even sent them a request to pay. And you can do what's called a drip campaign and phase that out over time. So just a neat way to engage people and get them involved and capture their information at the same time. This is one of my favorite samples. I think that you get into campaign season, you got campaign coordinators or your leaders, or you've got loaned executives, or just even your board and different people. And you have this stack of important dates and events and meetings and whatever. Imagine sending them a calendar link that if you're an iPhone user, click this link. If you're an Android user or other user, click this link, and the calendar pops up on their phone and they click add all and it hits their calendar. So that's kind of a fun texting thing. So they have people text in to join their groups, and then they're sending out calendar links. So I thought that was just a pretty cool example. Okay, so our texting platform itself, this is what the page looks like. We'll go look at it. It is super easy to use. It is separate from your website. What you're going to do typically when you build your messages is tie them back to your website. So when you send the message, you're going to have a link in the message that's going to take them back to the website. What we have decided to do as a company is we don't set you up with standing monthly plans. We can. If you're going to use 1,000 or more texts on a regular basis in a month, then you want to do a monthly plan because it'll be cheaper. But if you're just doing it here and there or doing it for a special event, you can start and stop texting as you need to. I know Anya's on this webinar, and they just used it for, they had a Kentucky Derby mystery dinner thing, and I know they were using it for registration. We were looking at using it for voting for who we thought the murder mystery person was, but I'm not sure that they took it to that level. But I also know they raised about $25,000 at the event. So that's cool because texting played a part in that. People were able to text and give in money as well. So anyway, you could turn on for an event, and then we turned off that keyword. I think your keyword was Derby. We turned off keyword Derby after the event, so they're not paying for it anymore. They didn't use all their text, so they still have text sitting in their pre-purchased amount. So just to play this out, if I was to buy 500 texts, it's $25 at 5 cents a text. That's the math. So $25 for 500 texts, $15 for the keyword for the month. You use it for your one-time event. You have 120 texts left. They'll sit there for the next one, and they'll just hang out there and wait. So again, very affordable platform that we've built in our texting platform, and it's a great way to allow you to engage some people. It's also cool because if you're just not sure that the texting thing is what you want to do or if it's going to work for you really well, we've got it at a price that you can try it out. See if you like it. See how the responses are. See what people are thinking and how they're using it. You can set up different groups. You can do some different, you can schedule messages. You can set up drip campaigns that they keep coming to them. We'll take a look. Some of you did this already. This was the screen I knew I had it on. Text the word sample to 313131. If you haven't done it, go ahead and try it. So grab your smartphone, open up your texting platform. The number is 313131, and the message is sample. And let's go take a look at what that'll get you. Oh, and I'll throw this one up here too. Boy, I jumped. If you text UW to 313131, you will get a pledge card. So you can try both of them, sample, UW. One gets you a donation page and one gets you a pledge card. Let's go take a look at these. There we go. Right? Am I showing it? I think I am. So I'm good. Okay. We have the donation page. So this is what you would see in that if you texted sample, it actually takes people to this page. And of course, in a phone environment, you don't see, oh, I hit the wrong background. I think I just lost my panel. I tried to make my other screen smartphone friendly, and I think I lost my GoToMeeting panel when I did that. So here's the pledge card on the phone. So check that out, test it out, try it, set it up, and you can have that easy deal that people can text and go to it on your phone or on your computer either way. So let's take a look at the texting platform. And I will let you guys know. Let's see if it'll just give me it without going to the page. No, I'm logged in already. If you do go to app.oneeach.com, that is where it will ask you to set up an account. There's a little button that says register here. If you register here, you can create an account. It doesn't cost you anything to create an account. You get 10 free anytime credits that you can text with and just kind of try it out. So once you reach a point where you need more credits than that or you want a keyword, then it's going to want a credit card. So you can go to app.oneeach.com and register here and create yourself a texting account at no cost. So once you come into that texting account, it'll take you through a little tutorial and you'll land at the home screen. You are able to go ahead and find and buy keywords. So when I go to my keyword area, I can add a new keyword. Now, if I'm going to try something like give, check availability, it's not available. So you do have to search for a keyword that's going to work for you. So you do figure that out. And again, a lot of our United Ways will use their acronym. One of the things that is good to know, let's go back to the keywords. You do have a crazy keyword that you're given to for free to test things out with. So you could always try that. You just gotta pay attention to it. But once you have your keyword, let's just say give was my keyword. Well, the plus next to it allows you to add sub keywords. And here's the really neat thing to know. Sub keywords don't cost anything. So that's why that we've found most of our United Ways go with their acronym or something simple for their name, and then they do sub keywords. So Source Valley was SVUW. So it's SVUW, and then they have sub-keywords like SVUW space city for their city campaign, or SVUW space county for their county campaign. Then you turn around and you set up your groups, and you have different groups that they'll drop into when people indicate different things or fill stuff out. So you can add a new group and you can give them a category. This is the school foundation. They got people in their alumni group and their parent group. So you can add groups and set these up. And then you can buy credits. And again, it's a very easy system to use once you have your keyword. If you're just doing the keywords, then usually you set up your keyword, you set up your message in your keyword with whatever you want it to say. And, oh, I remember what these guys did. They gave away a Fitbit. So they had people texting in because they're just trying to, that's something too. If you're trying to get cell phone numbers, giving something away is a great way to get cell phone numbers. Text in and fill out this form, and someone today is going to win. That was a Fitbit. We've seen people give away Apple Watches or whatever. People will text in for that and get their information in your system. So giving things away is a cool thing to do. And then you can just do a random draw of names to pick a winner. So anyway, so you create your message. Your text message is always pretty short. You don't have a lot of characters allowed with it, and set that up. So we have training videos on this. It's a really easy system to use. We're happy to help you and answer any questions you have. We got any questions going on? No? Quiet group?
We're in quiet group today.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, we are about out of time. I like these 30-minute things. So I am going to go back to my presentation, I think. Anya said it's simple.
Yeah, Anya backs us up, and it is simple. And that's something, and I know that us is saying that, Allison and I saying, oh, it's simple. But you, Allison and I are not the most techiest people at one each. So
we're
if
not.
we're like, this is easy, then that is saying something. And I actually have seen really great results out of different uses within that texting platform too.
And I would say Emily's much more tech savvy than I am. I'm always the one during our staff calls and staff meetings that has the error. Everyone's like, Allison, what did you do? I don't know. I'm your average user. And okay, maybe a little beyond average because I do this all the time, but still, your struggles are my struggles. They're real. So just a couple of follow-up things on our texting platform. We do have that pay-as-you-go option. It's 5 cents a text, $15 a month for keywords. You can do the live updating page. You can schedule in messages and regular communications. Get those cell phone numbers. Start getting those cell phone numbers if you're not already. And usually, you know, it's pretty common that the texting is going to send them to the website. So that's kind of a common thing that we'll do with it. All right, some tips. Pay as you go, good to know. So you can just start and stop it as you need to. You're going to want to set up some groups so you capture them into different categories, especially if you're doing something like the pledge cards. And we are really seeing success with the pledge card thing. Find a group that you know is tech savvy. They all have smartphones. Try it out. See how that goes, where you just text the pledge card right to their phone and have them do it in the moment. We have heard definitely from one employer group that they saw a 30% increase in campaign. You got peer pressure around you. Everyone's filling it out. It was, you know, and people like using their phones. You can schedule some communication to go. This integrates with your website data. So if you're using that donation portal from your website, it's your website. So when you're asking them to give, you're not sending them to another platform and having yet another vendor and having yet another tool and having to pull that data from another source. You're using your website. It's all at the same place. And it's going to be in the data that you already have in your website. So that makes sense. Well, Emily, will you just shoot me now? So we have a support, ask our support team if you have any questions. I kicked myself out again. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I don't know. There we go. Emily's name should be on here. My apologies, Miss Emily. But if you have any questions, reach out to myself or Emily. Also, if you want to start your texting account, go to app.oneeach.com. It wants you to log in there. That is the login screen. But at the bottom, it says create an account. Go ahead and create an account. It doesn't cost anything to create an account. You can try out those free 10 text messages using that crazy free keyword they'll give you. And then if you decide to move forward with buying something, let us know. On our support site, if you go to our support site, there's a whole topic on texting. And if you click that topic, you've got lots of videos and stuff there that'll walk you through it. Okay, Anya's looking at doing the texting for their golf outing. It's definitely a cool thing for events, that's for sure. But it can also be a cool thing for campaign and for communication just across the board. Anyone else have any ideas of what you're thinking of using it for? I know some of you probably have used texting, maybe not our texting, but have used texting, and we always hear kind of mixed results. It's again something you have to promote and see how it's going to work for you. We are at our time limit. We've done good. I don't see any questions popping in. I'm happy to hang on for questions. We did record this and we'll send this out. I haven't sent out yesterday's yet. My apologies, it's coming. Thank you guys all very much, and welcome to join us tomorrow, which is about our vendor experiences, including Google Analytics and Get Connected and Stripe, and I don't remember what all I had listed. And then on Friday, I will have a lot of best practice samples to show you. So hope you guys can join us and hope these are helpful. Thank you all. Have a great, great day. Thanks, Miss Emily.
No problem. Thanks, Allison. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Take care. Bye, guys.
My webinar screen's gone, though. Where is it? There it is. Okay, bye.